Hello and welcome to Clasihandmade. My name is Shondell and I'm coming to you today with a new stitch and pattern Tuesday. So today I will be showing you how to make this little baby moosh, and this is based off of my big moosh. So this is my baby moosh, and this pattern there not much sewing. So the only thing you need to sew is the cap of for the moosh. Moosh is basically a little mushroom guy. So let's get started. What you'll need, your material you will need your yarn. I'm using just chenille. I use just chenille for the top of the head, but you can use any number 6 weight yarn, and I'm using, and this just chenille, the colorway is mango. I'm using Parfait Chunky by Premier, and this colorway is pale gray. I also made one in some number 4 weight yarn, and this is what it looks like. So let's get started. So you got your yarn. You will need a size 4mm hook. You'll need a pair of scissors, some stitch marker, some embroidery floss, and a needle, yarn needle for sewing in your ends. You will also need some polyfill, and that is what you're going to use to stuff the body of the little amigurumi moosh. You don't need to stuff the cap. You will also need some, I use for this one some sparkly eyes in 60mm eyes. So you will need either the sparkly eyes or some black, whatever eyes you have and whatever size you want to use. But for mine, I use a sparkly eye and some in 16mm. So we're going to start with the body of our body color. So I'm going to be using the pale gray. You're going to start with a magic ring. Into the magic ring, you're going to put 6 single crochet. Chain 1 to secure the magic ring. Into the ring, you're going to put 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take your end and pull to close. You're going to use your stitch marker to mark your last stitch made. So take your stitch marker, or you can use a piece of yarn and mark your last stitch. You're going to put 2 single crochet into all 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you should have 12 at the end of the row. Move your stitch marker as up on each rung. So you're going to put your stitch marker in the last stitch. Each rung, move up your stitch marker into the last stitch. So for rung 3, we're going to increase into the next stitch. 1, 2. So you're going to put 2 stitches in one stitch. In the next stitch, you're going to put 1 single crochet into the next stitch. So we are going to make the little legs for this guy. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to turn your work and work back down into the stitches. So you're going to skip into the second chain from hook. You're going to put 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch in the foundation where you, in the same place where you started, you made the single crochet. Into the same stitch, you're going to slip stitch. Into your next stitch, you're going to increase 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet into the next stitch, single crochet into the next stitch, chain 4. So we're going to make the other side of the leg, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn and work back into your stitches. 1 single crochet in the second chain from the hook and work 1 single crochet in the remaining 2 stitches. So you should have a total of 3 single crochet. You're going to slip stitch into the same stitch, into your next stitch. You're going to put 2 single crochet, 1, 2, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 1, 2, 1 single crochet, and into the stitch marker stitch, so into the next stitch you're going to put 2 single crochet, and because we start with 2 single crochet, which is an increase, we should put 1 single crochet into the mark stitch where your stitch marker is. So we're going to insert 1 stitch into the stitch marker stitch. All right, so place your stitch marker back into the last stitch made. So for round 4 to 8, that will be 4 rounds, you're going to single crochet into each stitch, and you should have 18 stitch. So let's do that together. 1, 2, push the foot like this. So this is your feet. You're going to push it this way down. So we have 1, 2, and we are going to go 3, 4, 5, 6, push the foot again, 6, 7. Sometimes it's very difficult to see a stitch because of this fluffy yarn. 8, 'Push the foot forward, 8, and go right at the side of the foot, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, 18. Using this fluffy yarn could be very difficult to see your stitches. Just make sure you have 18 stitches on round 4. So you're going to continue working in each stitch until you get to round 8. So we're going to put 1 single crochet into each stitch. You should have at each round a total of 18 single crochets. So work from round 4 to 8 for 4 rounds, and I'll meet you back at the end of round 8. So I finished my 4 rounds. So for round 9, single crochet in the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we are going to create the next arm. So you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn, work in the second chain from hook, single crochet in the second chain from hook, single crochet in the next 2 stitches, slip stitch into your beginning stitch, single crochet, five single crochet, 1 single crochet in the next 5 stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, turn your work and single crochet in the second chain from hook, 1, single crochet in the next 2, 2, 3, slip stitch in the chain foundation right where you just started. You're going to slip stitch, and you're going to single crochet in the remaining 8. It should be 8 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you still have a total of 18 stitches. So you're going to put 1 single crochet into all 18 stitches. So work your way around until you get to the stitch marker. So for round 10, you're going to put 1 single crochet into each stitch. 2, 3, 4, 5. Push your leg forward. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Push your foot forward. So you're going to push your foot forward. So that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I think I make an extra stitch. Let's count and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Nope, I got 18 stitches. Alright, so we're finished with round 10. So for round 11, we're going to decrease. So we're going to do 1 decrease, 1 single crochet. So we're going to single crochet, decrease. Are we going to do that 6 times? Single crochet, decrease, all the way to the end till you get to the stitch marker. Single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease. Single crochet, and we're coming up to our last decrease. And you know we're at our last decrease because we start with a single crochet. So we're going to do a decrease here. And at the end of row, we should have 12 stitches. So I'm going to remove my marker so I could get into that stitch to do my decrease. Don't be too hard on yourself because this yarn is very something you can't able to see your stitches. So this pattern is very forgiving. So for round 12, we're going to work 4 rounds from round 12 to 15. Single crochet in all 12 stitches. So I'm going to replace my marker. So go ahead and place 1 single crochet into each stitch for a total of 12 stitches and a total of 4 rounds. And I'm going to meet you back at the end of round 15. You can also start stuffing your piece as you go. So I have some polyfill here and I'm going to start stuffing the body of my little guy here before the hole get a little too small and I can't get anything in there. So stuff him as much as possible. As stuff, you know, these little guys could hold a lot of stuffing, so you think it can't hold anymore, then you can stop stuffing. You can do a squeeze test, make sure it's not losing its shape, and you will know that you stuff enough when you squeeze it, and you know, see, it's not losing its shape. So I think my guy is stuffed good. So I'm going to continue working and I'll meet you back at round 15. So I finished my 4 rounds and I'm finished round 15 from 12 to 15. So I'm going to insert my eyes right now. And I'm going to insert my eyes on round 12. So get your eyes. I have some eyes, different sort of eyes here. I'm going to find our eyes. This, according to this is 14 and this is 16. So I'm going to use a 14. Okay, so I'm going to get the back. This is what the back look like. I like these better. I hope it have the space to hold this, but the one that I used before. So I'm going to look at my little guy here and I'm going to put the eyes. So I put it there. So just look at the placement of your eyes. So you don't have to have much space. So let me count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So between 12 and 13 you put your eyes, okay? And it look like that. So you can have like one stitch in between. See it right here? Then I'm going to put my backs on. Just stuff him. And this is what he looks like when he's all stuffed up. Alright, so I am going to move on now to round 16. So for round 16, you're just going to decrease. So you're going to decrease 6 times. So we have 12 stitches. Okay, are we going to decrease? So 1. And for this, you don't really have to do an invisible decrease because you're going to put on the cap of the hat. So it doesn't matter. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. And this is my last decrease. I did remove my stitch marker. You're going to fasten off. Cut the yarn. At this time, you can take your embroidery floss and a needle, and you can make a little mouth for him. So you can go one row below, right here. I insert it under the arm and I just go up. This yarn here is very fluffy, so and I just give him a little mouth. I have to go in more than one time to make it show. So I would go through the stitch that I want to make the mouth. And see, that's my mouth. And I'll go back where I start from. Right here. Pull it through. And I'll tie it off. Tie it off. So I give it the double knot. I'm going to snip my yarn, my embroidery floss, take my crochet hook, and just pull in that end. And there you go. You see, you could barely even see the mouth. So I think in the future I'll use some yarn. For these fluffy yarn, you can barely see the little mouth, but it's there. So you can use some yarn if you want the mouth to show more. So I'm going to put this, take the ends, take a bigger yarn needle. I have a one with a bigger eyes. Take my end, and I'm going to close the top of my moosh off. So I'm going to wave in and out of these 6 stitches that I have here to close the top. And you don't have to cut this off, you can just weave it in, fasten it off, and weave it into the top of the head. So I'm just going to do that. Weave it in into the body until it's all disappear. If you don't want to do that, you can just cut it off. Alright, seems like I have too much. I'm going to cut it off. So you see our little moosh body here. You look like a little yam. So we're going to move on to the cap. So grab your yarn for your cap, whatever. You can continue using Parfait Chunky or whatever color, in a different color. I have some Just Chenille yarn, and I'm in the mango color, and I'm going to use that for my top. So to make the cap, you're going to, let's put these things aside. You're going to make a magic ring. Into the magic ring, you're going to put 8 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make this a little smaller. Our ring a little smaller. 5, 6, 7, 8. Pull the ring close, and be careful with this chenille yarn. Sometimes it snaps before you even get to pull your circle close. So our circle is closed, our magic ring. We're going to place our stitch marker in the last stitch made. So we have 8 single crochet for round 1. For round 2, we're going to increase into each stitch for a total of 16 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Remove your stitch marker, move your stitch marker up on each round. So we have 16 stitches. For round 3, we're going to increase 8 times. So you're going to do 1 single crochet, increase, 1, increase, for a total of 24 single crochet. So you're going to repeat this, 1 single crochet into 1 stitch, increase into the next. So far, so at the end of round 3, you should have 24 single crochet. So for round 4, we're going to increase and in one stitch and single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So we are going to start with single crocheting 1, 2, increase into the next for a total of 32 stitches at the end of round 4. So 2 single crochet, 1, 2, increase into the next, 1, 2, increase, and you repeat this pattern all the way to the end, and I'll meet you back at the end of round 4 where you will have 32 stitches. Alright, so at the end of round 4 you should have 32 stitches. So for round 5 to 9, for 5 rounds, you will put 1 single crochet in to each stitch for a total of 32 stitches. So go ahead and work on your 5 rounds from 5 to 9. 1 single crochet into each stitch, and I'll meet you back at the end of round 5. So I finished my 5 rows. I'm at round 9. So we're going to do round 10. So the round 10, we're going to start to decrease. So far your piece should look like if it's a little half bowl, or like a bowl, sorry, half of a ball. And we're going to start to decrease. So we're going to do 2 single crochet for round 10, 2 single crochet and a decrease. And we're going to do the invisible decrease. So 2 single crochet. Invisible decrease, you use the front loops to do your decrease. Let me show you that again. Go into the front loop and decrease. 1, 2. Now we go 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. And we repeat this all the way to the end, and we will have 24 single crochet. Stitch marker and do your last decrease stitch. So for round 10 you will have 24 single crochet, and this is what it will look like. It started to close in. So for round 11 we're going to continue to decrease, and we're going to do 1 single crochet, decrease. So 1, decrease into the next 1 single crochet, decrease, 1, decrease all the way around for a total of 16 stitches at the end of your round. 11, decrease, last decrease. All right, so this is what we have so far. So for round 12, we're going to, this is our last decrease. Remember, this yarn is very fuzzy and sometimes you won't be able to see the stitches, so please remember to use your stitch marker. So we are going to do 2 single crochet, 1, 2, decrease, and this is for round 12. At the end of round 12 we should have 12 stitches. So 1, 2, decrease, 1, 2, decrease, 1, 2, remove a stitch marker and do your last decrease. So round 12 is finished and we have 12 stitches. So we're going to fasten off. We're going to fasten off. Leave a long enough tail for sewing. Take your yarn needle, insert the end of your yarn, take the body of your moosh, so we have the body here, and we're going to put it into this here. So remember we have 12 stitches, so this is 6 stitch. So the second row we're going to stitch the head onto. So let's start from the back. Find the second row. So the second row have 12 stitches. So that's why we're using the second row to attach the 12 stitches from the cap onto the head. So we're going to just go around the second row from the top of the head, sewing on the cap, and I hope you can see this that I'm doing. We have 2 more stitches, And this is our last stitch. So I'm just going to do that and insert my hook, fasten off, and this is what it looks like all the way around, stitching it on. We're going to take our yarn needle and pull it through the middle of the chain, the magic ring. I like to make a little loop. Sometimes I crochet it, or sometimes I just do it like this. So I'm going to do it like this today. If you want to crochet a little loop, that's fine too. And I'm going to show you why I put this at the top of the head. If you're going to do a keychain, make this into a keychain, I suggest that you crochet a loop. So I'm going to cut this off. So the reason why I put this little loop is to do this. For those who bought my moosh pattern, you know that moosh head flops up and down. So that's the reason. So this is our finished item. So I hope this tutorial is easy for you to understand. And these are the 3 that I made, including this little tiny one. So thank you, and please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned. I'm going to try and see how often I can get back into my Stitch and Pattern Tuesday. So thank you for joining me. Until next time, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you make these little guys, please tag me in, you could tag me on Instagram on Clasihandmade, or you can share it in my Facebook group at Clasihandmade. Just a few questions to answer and so on. So thank you. Until next time, remember to be kind. Bye. See you.